At Nice Glutamy 8752 said hi.
Battle, 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 battle. Battle, battle, get up. Ah, you're on it, man. Good. Fun. Very good spot. Yeah, nice. That is sick. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm standing. Oh, hey, we're live. That was a very delayed reaction right there. Hold on, I'll show you my face in a second. There we go. There's me. Hold on, I got too much stuff going on here at once. Gonna close that. Look at that, look at that. Unprofessional start. I'm going to fire off my music, and there we go. There we go, that's the professional start you guys are all used to. Usually I get a little heads up when the thing's working, and I was not getting the heads up, so I didn't think it was working. But I'm apparently here. I'm apparently live. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Let me see if the chat ladies are working. If anything's working, is anything working tonight? That was a very, very busy day. There's so much. I always want to tell you guys all about my day, but literally, like the first thing I have to sign when I do voiceover work is
Angel 3 Fry said I work, unfortunately.
I work out. Like
At Terminape 1 said he.
What's up, Terminape 1? That's Danny.
At Lamadier Carissa said what a stinking stinkalator that guy was. I am so sorry, Pete. What a wet liquor he turned out.
Thank you for the follow. I'm gonna get settled in a second. Everything kind of went wrong there at the last second.
Phoenix said I want to fight you.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I do have sparring gear, and I just got done sparring tonight.
Oh, all right. I mean, a lot of people want to fight me apparently when I'm not. Well, not a lot. I was actually thinking about it today. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna get into this thing. If you didn't see the video, I will reestablish what we're talking about in a second. But I've been surfing for like 10 years, maybe 9 years at this point, probably a couple times a week. So, wait, I must greet you. Ready?
Welcome to the Blind Surfer Show.
So I've been surfing for like about 9 years now, I guess. And a couple times a week, probably on average, which is what, 2 times a year, 100 times 10. It's like 1,000 times. I've been out there 1,000 times. And the amount of times that I've had issues is so minuscule. I can think of like 2 or 3 times when something happened. And it really is minuscule because we take so many efforts and go through so much effort to try and make sure stuff doesn't happen. But when it does, it just messes with me. It messes with me really hard. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I hope everybody had a really good Memorial Day weekend. I actually almost got like 3 whole days off. Still doing a lot of stuff for the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, so I was working a little bit each day for that. I mean, I hope your weekend was better. I get fed like a lot of death in the news stories for some reason. I don't know why. Like I subscribe to a news service and I tick them like, no politics. I don't want politics news. And so in lieu of politics news, they always like tell me about the latest weird death. Remember last week I was telling you about that lady in Manhattan, 56-year-old woman stepped out of a Mercedes SUV and fell into an open manhole. She died that way, and it wasn't even the fall. It was the steam down there that killed her. That was the one that I got fed last week and I was talking to you guys about. The one I woke up to this morning was this poor woman, another 56-year-old woman, was in South Carolina going to a restaurant, Memorial Day weekend, her and her husband. I think I read that it was like a brand new restaurant, like that just opened the day before or something. And this lady was sitting there and a big gust of wind came and made an umbrella fly from a table that was close to her, and it hit her in the face and neck. And the lacerations were so bad, by the time the EMTs were there, she was pronounced dead from just sitting there like eating lunch or dinner. It was dinner, I guess, at the place. And like, what a screwed up way to go. I've heard of that before on beaches where umbrellas start like flying and people get impaled and stuff. But like, holy cow. And that was the first news story I woke up to this morning. I remember when I could still see, if you don't know me, by the way, I'm Pete, Blind Surfer Pete. Hello, everybody.
At Nathan Nitch said that was not funny.
What was not funny? I wonder what was not funny. I think I missed something that was not funny. But I do have the
Anonymous just gifted Angel 3 Fries a tier 1 subscription.
hey, you gifted someone a subscription.
At 3D Print
Oh, they
Warehouse
gifted it
said,
today.
well, I was typing it and then I remembered, but best surfer alive.
Oh, thank you. Best surfer alive. What is I got to look. I think I just got I have a new follower on Twitch. Candy is now following me on Twitch. I appreciate that, Candy. If you guys want to follow me on Twitch, I'm slowly but surely trying to grow that whole thing. Twitch is at Pete Gustin. We're on YouTube tonight, both vertical and horizontal. We're on Facebook. Hello, Facebook audience. And of course on TikTok. The TikTok stream lasts for a little while, and then eventually the algorithm construes me saying something inappropriate, which I very rarely do. And then it kicks me off at some point. But for as long as I'm there, hello, TikTok people. So when I could still see, I was, I did what most people did, and I watched movies and stuff. And I was talking about the woman who got killed this weekend in real life by getting hit by an umbrella at a restaurant, which is a messed up way to go. But I remember one of the grossest deaths I ever saw was this movie. It was like a Saturday afternoon. I was just sitting at home. I flipped on HBO, and this movie Piranha came out. Anybody ever see the movie Piranha? And they were at, it was like a summer resort area, and everybody was out motorboating and stuff, and these piranhas started coming and eating everybody. And there was a woman, like a girl, like 20 something year old girl in the water, and she was trying to like swim over to a boat to try and like see if they'd let her in so she could get away from the piranhas. And the motorboat propeller was going, and her hair got stuck in the propeller. And the guy driving the boat, instead of like stopping and waiting, because he also wanted to get away from the man-eating piranhas. Well, I'll tell you the end of that in a second. What up, Sarah? All that. Yes, I agree with everything Sarah just said. Like, subscribe, super chat, follow on Twitch, follow on YouTube, do all those things that help this this amazing live show grow. I appreciate it very much. But the girl, her hair got stuck in the propeller, and the guy fires up the motorboat, and her hair's like completely in the propeller. It's a movie. I'm talking about Piranha. And the propeller just sucks all her hair up and rips her. It like ripped all the skin off of her. It was gross. It was the grossest thing I'd ever seen on television. And I wasn't expecting it. Like I didn't know what I was about to watch. So that was I can't remember when that came out, and I can't remember the year I stopped watching. I still watch movies. Like I watched one this weekend with Banana, but I say watching, like I'm pointing my head at the thing, but I'm not actually getting what's going on outside of the audio and the audio description. I'm trying to remember like the last film I ever saw that I actually got anything out of. I mean, I have Troy in my head. I think it was because I've talked about this before. I saw a fair amount of the first two Lord of the Rings, but then by the time the last one, Return of the King, came out, I couldn't really see very much of it. And that was kind of like with video games. Like I tried playing San Andreas and couldn't really see it. And I had to give up on that game as well. I've got a couple extra things going on. Let's see if I got this right. If I let me press this button right here, and it should be getting my chat up on the screen.
What did you want to say? I'll super chat for you.
No, someone's gonna
Notification.
hold on
Gmail.
one second.
37 minutes ago. Emmy Hammond. Dismiss. More. Activate.
I don't
Default.
need you to see all my emails
Dismiss.
and stuff. Dismiss, and then
Opposite final destination.
Oh,
Show notification. Gmail. 18 minutes
Jeez
ago. Google.
Louise.
Security
All
alert for text in.
yeah.
Gmail. 18 minutes ago. Google.
Maybe I'll
Security
get
alert
off
for
that
text in
screen for right
This is
now.
a copy of a security alert sent to
Yes,
text
there
in
was a copy of a security alert. I'm aware. I was just trying to get to my chats for you guys. I'm trying a few new things out tonight, and I will get to the story in a second that I was going to talk about. But
At Mariacotta's 9960 said hi 3.
hi 3. Why am I 3?
M said
There's
hi
just one of
Pete.
me. Hi, what's going on?
At SarahCam7808 said hello chat.
Yes, hello chat. I think what I should have done there on that phone. I was trying
At
to
Terminate
show
said
you
no
the chat.
Sarah.
But I think I should have put that phone on Do Not Disturb so it's not getting overridden by all my active emails and stuff. All right, so I will get to the main topic of conversation this evening. If you can't tell, I was literally, I thought I was done. I thought I was done for the day. And about 4 minutes before I was supposed to go live, I got an emergency voiceover, and I had to run into the studio and then bang that out. And then I think you just saw on my phone that there was a security login, because as I was just about to go live on Twitch, I realized that I'd been logged out of Twitch and couldn't access my account. So that is why I was 60 seconds late. I was doing national voiceovers and trying to log myself back back into Twitch. So I am still just gathering my breath. But I will tell you. Okay, so should I play the thing first? I think I'll play the thing first, and then we can discuss. We can discuss 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. This should be. So this is what happened to me out on the water. I was with Nisha. We were paddling to our spot, and so I'll just give it to you from my perspective. I'm just paddling, very slowly. You don't. It's not like anybody's out there paddling at 100 miles an hour, paddling along, and all of a sudden, boom! And I realized I'd bumped into someone. I'll tell you everything that went through my head, and it was all horrifying and terrible and bad, and I didn't feel good about it. But the first thing I did was I apologized. So I will show that to you right here.
So I got yelled at pretty hard while I was out in the water, and I still don't feel very good about it. I've actually got the video, and I'll show you in a second. But what happened was I was paddling my surfboard to my spot, and someone else was coming in a direction that was going to bring us together. Now, maybe this guy was like a really good surfer, and those people usually expect everybody to get out of their way, but since I didn't see him, I didn't get out of his way. We bumped very gently, which surprised the heck out of me because I had no idea who was there. So I sat up on my board, and the first thing I did was apologize.
Just tell me if I can get.
Hey, sir. What is it? What happened? Sir. Turn around and have a conversation. He's fine. Look at me. Look at me. Have a conversation. Come here.
I'm blind.
He's literally blind.
I'm blind. Read my wetsuit. Blind.
Sorry that I didn't say that.
She goes, wow.
Yeah, we need to go. It's not working out.
So I said, you hear me there at the end. It's a little, the audio is a little difficult. I said, we need to go. This is not working out because I just wanted to get out of there. There was one set of comments, and everybody on TikTok and YouTube was hugely supportive. Everybody's like, that guy's a jerk. That guy's a jerk. You're the best, Pete. And I get that. And I love all the support, and I appreciate all the support. But there was one comment, and it was just the one, it's always the one with me, the one that sticks with me. But it kind of stuck to it cut to the crux of how I was feeling about this. Like, until you've been in this kind of a situation, you'll never really understand it. But one person in Instagram said, you can't just use I'm blind as an excuse all the time. And then it wasn't just the one person, it got like 30 likes, which is a lot of likes. And I understand that. Like, this is like kind of a hard topic. Like, and that's why, I'm not like running around like an a-hole, and I wasn't just like paddling willy-nilly and smashed into someone like, hey, get out of my way. I'm blind and you need to look out for me. Like, that's the exact opposite of what happened. And that's why that one comment kind of bothered me a lot. So, I take a lot of precautions out in the water. I always surf with a coach. Nisha was there. I wear the wetsuit so that they can see. It says caution. It says bright yellow to it. It says blind surfer on it. So I am doing everything I possibly can. Now, from Nisha's perspective, she said that she saw the guy, and she was also trying to read the waves that were coming at us. She looked at him and realized that we were, in the same vicinity. But the last time she looked at him, she looked back because she was in front of me. And then the next thing she knows, this guy's yelling at me. We didn't have to collide. And I think for some reason or another, he decided not to get out of my way. Now, I was talking about this with other people too. Are you the type of person on a sidewalk, if you're on a sidewalk and someone's coming towards you? I remember this from my sighted days. I was always the person that moved. I remember living in Manhattan, and like, I'm walking this way and someone's walking this way. I was always the person at the last second that had to like step to the right and get out of the way. Otherwise we'd collide. I was always the mover. And I don't know why. And it was also, it was extra difficult for me because I couldn't see. But this guy, I think, was not the mover. Or maybe he just couldn't conceive that I wasn't going to adjust my trajectory at all. I don't know. I don't know why we ended up colliding. It takes two people to collide. And immediately, my first instinct, I did not sit up, contrary to what I think the person on Instagram said. I did not sit up and say, like, I'm blind, you need to look out for me. Like, the exact opposite. I didn't know the situation. I didn't know what happened. In fact, I remember a time a guy tackled me, and I apologized to that guy. I think I came up just like confused and being like, what, because I just assume it's my fault because I'm blind. I don't know what's happening. So I came up, and if you saw the video, I said, sorry about that. And I sat up on my board, and I waited for him to say something to me, like, what are you doing? What happened? But I sat up straight, so I made sure he could read my wetsuit. And I didn't say, sorry, I'm blind. I didn't go right into that. I said, I'm sorry, because I knew I had made a mistake. And it was a collective mistake between Nisha and myself. She took her eyes off the guy for a second. The guy decided not to move. We collided, and I took that upon myself, and I said, I'm sorry. Now, at that point, I don't know what else to do. I've apologized. I said, I'm sorry to the guy. He takes a couple paddles away, and I hear from behind me, that's when he starts going, you're an effing D-I-C-K, and he just goes off. And I'm like, huh. I wanted to explain. If he'd said that in front of me, like right in front of me, I mean, we bumped. We couldn't have been any closer. I could have reached out and hugged the guy, but he paddled away and started yelling at me. And again, I kind of get where he's coming from until he realizes that I'm like, he had to get it. Nisha's explaining it to him. I'm showing him my wetsuit. People are like, why didn't you show his, oh, we got a Twitch comment coming in here. Thank you. Oh, it was just a cheer for 200. I appreciate that, Tasia. That was very nice. You can do that on Twitch, by the way. If you do 200 bits or more, it'll read it out loud if there's a message to it. And if you do it on YouTube, it's $3 or more as a super chat. It'll read it out loud. So it's just hard for me to talk about. Maybe it's possible you don't understand why it's hard for me to talk about, because it's just a difficult situation. The people said, why didn't you show the guy's face? Well, he was directly behind me. We bumped, and he got directly behind. So it's not like we edited him out of the video or anything. There's a GoPro on the front of my board, and it can only go so far. So he paddled behind me, literally got behind me, and that's when he started freaking out and yelling.
Ty just said, I didn't know it would pop up.
Oh, well, it did pop up. I appreciate
Matt Honker
that.
said, let's go.
What up, Matt Honker? I just wanted to pop into the chat for a second.
Cam
See if people are there.
7808 said it's playing out loud.
It is playing out loud. When you do the Twitch bits of 200 or more, or the super chat, it'll read it out loud.
Electrodog said, but I can't hear it.
Well, you should be able to hear it. Well, you can't hear me? I hope you can hear me. No, it can't be me. You were just talking about the, it's not going to read, okay, so it's not going to read every chat out loud.
Said he LWK faking FRFR.
Yeah, okay. I mean, so the...
Aiden Carlton 1592 said he's wearing headphones and using a screen reader.
Yeah, that's about it.
At Sarah Cam 7808 said he can only hear the chat when he turns on the chat reader.
Yes, that's the, I've covered this before, but there are new people.
Said nah.
All right, so Electrodog's just being a
At Syntax
dink.
Shift P1 or Asks You.
Let's see what this one is. Thank you, Matt Honker. So we're just, is it reading? There's not messages. It's just saying that someone cheered for 200. That's Matt Honker. I think that's LT over there. If there was a message, I think it would read it out loud. But if you just cheer 200, it'll just tell me that you cheered 200.
420 said Twitch is popping off tonight.
Oh, it is?
Thank you guys for supporting Pete on Twitch.
Yeah. What up, Twitch people? I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. I wonder how, it's so random.
At 72V40 said you keep getting cut off. You should slow the chat down.
Well, who should slow it down? I feel like this is I feel like this is a pretty, when I listen to stuff at a normal speed,
we are trying to get to hype train level 3.
What is hype train? Someone's got to explain this hype train thing.
At Sarah Cam 7808 said he's not faking.
Yeah. So that person in there that's saying I'm faking being blind. I mean,
wait, that surfer was basically a car insurance scammer that rear-ended you.
Yeah, kind of. All right, so I'll get back to that. I just want to see if people were if you're really looking to get my attention, you can wait and I'll possibly press this button and
sorry if I came off as rude.
I mean, that might be the person who was saying that I was faking.
T Iron Fox said you had a hype train going.
That's okay. I mean, I like a hype train. You explained to me the hype train, which I thought was pulling a train, which is apparently a very different thing. I still don't know exactly what that means, but thank you, Dank MF Angel, my mod over there on Twitch. Yeah. So he immediately he freaked out. I'm trying to get in his headspace. Someone just bumps right into you. And he's probably used to, he's the guy, like I said, the person on the street that never gets out of the way. And so someone bumped into him, that someone being me. And then he was immediately incredulous. He's like, why wouldn't that person get out of my way? then he kind of freaked out and started yelling at me. And again, I kind of understand it for a moment. I'm not that type of person. I'm the apology person. I'm always like, oh my God, I'm so sorry whenever something happens. But there are people that anticipate other people will apologize to them. And that, I think, was his first take on this. Like, hey, that guy bumped into me. But then as he started to paddle away, and Nisha, the dogs are outside fighting, and Nisha's like, explaining he's blind, come back, have a conversation. Now, I didn't necessarily expect the guy to come back and have a conversation because he was already worked up at that point. There's no way the guy's going to be like, oh yeah, let me come back and have a conversation. He just wasn't the type of guy that was going to have a conversation. So he paddled away. He kept like MFing me and MFing Nisha, and Nisha was not used to that at all. Like, she's like, hey, let's talk about this. He's blind. And you heard it in the video. He just goes, F you. And Nisha goes, wow. Like, she just didn't expect that at all. But from my perspective, not having all of the information, knowing that I bumped into someone, I did it. I'm never going to say that guy should have 100% looked out for me. Now, could he have because he had eyesight and I didn't? Yes. Should he have? I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that he should have. If I had eyesight, I definitely would have gotten out of the way. If I saw him, I would have moved. I would have stopped paddling. I would have gone a little bit to the north, slowed down, taken a large angle to the south, something to get out of his way. That's just the type of person I am. But, and as evidenced by that comment that I got on Instagram, people being like, you can't use your eyesight as an excuse for things all the time. I get that. I very much get that. I have in the past, when I was losing my eyesight, I would still ride my bike around. I was bicycling. I could never pass the eyesight exam to drive a car, but I wanted to be as independent as I could. I used to ride my bike to work. I used to ride my bike to my friends' houses. I used to ride my bike to parties. And if someone, and this happened to me on a number of occasions, where someone just flung their door open and whap, I slammed into the door. My first instinct was to apologize because I was the person of low vision riding a bike. Now, there's a probably 90% chance or higher that the person who flung the door open didn't take the time to look to see if a bicyclist was coming. Rarely would someone look and be like, hey, a bike's coming, and still open the door. Let's see what this is. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm a pickled kumquat. I mean, I don't know what I just got called there. Yeah, Nisha's a great friend, and she was doing everything she could. She took her eyes off the guy for a second, thinking that he would take some ownership of the fact that we were in the same vicinity. And I wasn't asking him to do a lot. It's not like I was taking a wave that he had priority on. It's a mildly complicated concept, but that is something out there in the water. Like, if someone there is a thing of having a right to a wave, and it's not like I got in his wave and took it. Like, we're just in the water. Like, literally just in the water going different directions. And so, like I was saying not rarely would someone look and see a cyclist coming and fling the door open and expect the cyclist to go around them. And I knew that in my rational brain. I knew that the person opening the car door into me, a number of times that this happened as I was riding around in the city of Boston or the suburbs as a legally blind guy at the time, I knew rationally it was their fault when I got hit by the door. But then immediate guilt, I shouldn't even be here. Like, why am I riding my bike legally blind? Do I have a right to be here? I'm trying to be as safe as I can riding in the street, not on the sidewalk. I'd ride like a fair distance away from the cars. So in case some door did open up, I should be able to miss it. But if someone flings it all the way, I'm going to hit it. But I always think it's my fault. And there's a handful of comments that I got today. I think especially on YouTube and a couple on TikTok, people in my situation are disabled, understanding this feeling of immediately self-reflection and guilt. At the very end of that video, I said to Nisha, this isn't working out. Let's get out of here. And I didn't mean that spot. I didn't mean that wave. I didn't mean that peak. I meant the ocean that day, because I just felt this immense amount of guilt for going into the water, being out there, despite the number of precautions I take, the wetsuit, Nisha, doing my best as I can to listen, if you'll notice, that was a choppy day. It was very, you can probably see in the video, there were like little white caps. And on a louder day, and I told Nisha this, and she knows this, on a louder day, I have less awareness of what's going on around me, because instead of hearing someone paddling, I'm just hearing, just the waves and wind and stuff going. So that happened. That guy got mad, and I immediately took it all upon myself. Actually, I took the next day off from surfing and started feeling all this guilt. Like, should I even be out there? So while the audience, it's got a ton of views right now, is all like, oh, that guy was a jerk, he was the bad guy. Yeah, because he handled it really bad. And he got really upset with me, and he could be cooler. I'll tell you a story in a couple minutes of someone else that could have been that was a lot cooler. I still have this immense amount of guilt just for being out there, just being in the water, just, putting myself in that situation. I actually contacted a lawyer today, not because I thought he was going to sue, not because I was going to sue, obviously. But I was kind of curious how the law would interpret. And so the whole idea of surfing, I guess, California state law. I spoke to a maritime lawyer today named Max. Thank you, Max. I guess that when you're engaged in surfing, it's already considered a dangerous act. So liability out there is questionable to begin with. But I was wondering if a blind person was walking down the street on the side, or walking down a sidewalk, and bumped into a sighted person, and the sighted person got bumped off the sidewalk and went out into the street and got hit by a car. This is where my mind went. I'm like wondering if I have the right to exist in this world. Like, am I allowed to leave my house? Am I allowed to be a part of this world, knowing that accidents could possibly happen because I'm not looking? He told me that if it were to go to court in that circumstance, where a blind person bumped into a sighted person on the street, the sighted person fell off the sidewalk and got hit by a car, you'd have to determine the person who had the most amount of culpability. If the sighted person was like on their phone and not paying attention whatsoever, then it's mixed culpability. If the blind person didn't have a dog, wasn't using a cane, if you're just a blind person like walking down the street and you have no ability to see and you're smashing into people, then you're the a-hole and you're culpable in the eyes of the law. And then the other circumstance, the one that was more relatable to what happened to me when I was under the water, was what if a sighted person was guiding the blind person, which is what was happening to me out in the water with Nisha. Whose fault is it then? Then it actually falls on the person who's doing the guiding. If they were most culpable or the most delinquent in their duties and caused the accident. Now, he also said that if we were to go to trial, nobody would ever convict a blind guy for a jury of your peers of 12 people. Like, would they convict a blind guy for bumping into someone? Like, very likely not. So you can get away with it. But the guilt associated with accidents that happen, and I know they're accidents. Like, even when I'm walking on the street and I've got my cane, if I feel myself like bump into the back of someone's ankle, or if I hit someone's chair or something at a restaurant, and then the person I'm with, whether it's Banana or Nisha or Brooks or Josh or anybody, they're like, oh, that person, they just push their chair out into you. I'm still like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm always like, I just have this guilt. Like, I feel, because if I could see and I had the ability to perceive what was happening in front of me, I would, because I'm polite. Damn it. Like, that's, the people like, you are using your blindness as an excuse. I feel like I'm a polite person. I take responsibility. I'm hyper conscientious of how other people feel and how other people are doing in this world. And I want everyone to be happy and comfortable. And the fact that me going out there, putting myself in front of them in a circumstance that made an uncomfortable situation, if not have it be my fault, at least me being partially responsible for it, it just makes me feel bad. So there was a lot of feelings that went on with that thing tonight. I think I just went to put on the chat lady, and I think I murdered it by accident, because I was just doing a big long what's that monologue right there? Hold on one second. I am going to see if I can switch over to this chat lady right here. Is it working?
Responding to the title, Who Wants to Fight a Blind Guy? Mike, that Dane Orslowski.
Wait, who wants?
Responding to the at Danor's
At
Glossy.
J Bassett
Responding to the type, you deserve to live to
171
pro keep
said
surfing.
glad you're okay.
I am okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate
Dane
that.
Fangle 420 said I don't
Notification.
think being
Gmail,
blind
39
is
minutes
an
ago. Google.
excuse. I
Security.
think
Gmail,
it's a
39 minutes
reason,
dismissed.
honestly.
Gmail, 39 minutes ago. Google. More.
I can't get out of
Gmail,
this.
39 minutes ago. Google. Security alert for Tetiston1 at yahoo.
How do I
Activate.
dismiss
Default.
it?
Dismiss.
Dismiss. There we go.
More.
So
Dismiss context menu. Button. Dismiss context menu. Button.
yeah, dismiss the context menu. I don't need this.
Glad you're okay.
This is too much. Now I
I need
get
to send that email
another
explaining
email.
Twitch. I just got very busy and didn't have time. It's not about changing or adding
all
names,
right,
but how to
all
chores.
right,
Remaining to
hold
level 2
on.
hyphen 91%.
Hey, that's LT probably explaining Twitch to me. I got to 91% on Twitch. That's pretty exciting. I think I'm going to switch this. I've been trying to share the screen so you guys can see the same thing that is happening at the same time, but it doesn't seem like it's working super well. Now I'm looking for a little white cable, which is very hard to find when you can't see it. There we go. I'm going to put this on over here and plug this in right there. And then I will show you something a little bit later. I'm adding more technology to this whole thing, as if it wasn't already complicated enough. I'm just adding even more and more technology into this whole thing. So I think I just switched over to this text lady. Let's see.
Notification. 7:16 p.m.
God, I
Notification.
got to get my
Gmail.
Gmail out of here. Dismiss Gmail.
Show TTS controls. Button.
Yes, show
Pause
TTS controls.
message. Button.
Repeat message.
TTS at Kitigiro 4781 says hi.
Hi, what's going on there? Whatever the heck your name
Skip
was.
to current message. Button.
Skip the current
Repeat
message.
At
Repeat message.
Kitigiro 4781 says hi.
Okay, there we go. I got that working.
At Soul 4925 says he IP. Angel 3
Pete.
Fry says techno overload.
Yeah, well, there's
At Aiden Gleason 3978 says hello.
hello. Can you guys like see? I wonder. I'd have to like get another camera in here to show you like how much equipment I've got going on all at once. So there's another circumstance I'll tell you about, and then we're gonna do some. We'll do some check Pete's voicemail. Maybe we'll get to some actual phone calls a little bit later on. There was another time when we were in the water, and I was surfing with Josh, my coach Josh at the time. We were surfing to a peak a little bit closer to my house, and he sent me on a wave. Now I just go. He says go, I go. You know, because he's checked the situation, he's looked around, he knows it's safe to go. I go, I get up on the wave, and all of a sudden I hear this guy going no, 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 like yelling. I'm like, oh no, and we didn't bump, but I could tell we were very close. Like I could hear his voice. I got some splash up on my board. Like the guy was bailing off of his board, and he comes up and immediately like, what the hell, man? I'll tell you that story in a second. Super chat coming our way. Ikoritisa. Off with his nods. I mean, come on. You guys can say that stuff because you're not in my head. You don't know the guilt associated with not being able to perceive the whole situation. It just makes it so hard. But so as I said, oh yeah. So this guy, he's like, yeah, it's not cool, man. Like, and I could tell he was like directing it right at me. And I was like, I'm so sorry. You know, as I always do, taking ownership right away. It's like, I'm blind. And Josh just comes like out of nowhere. He's like, I'm his coach. I sent him. And so the guy goes, all right, that's on you, coach. And he starts to yell at Josh. And Josh he's so cool. He's so chill. He just got like this really laid back vibe. And Josh just says to the guy when he starts to lose a little steam of yelling at Josh, he's like, listen, man. He's like, we've been in the water together for like 40 minutes. I've seen you go for 8 waves. You haven't gotten one yet. My guy was in a good position. I sent him, didn't think that you were going to get the 9th wave because you missed the 8 before it. And I sent my guy, and lo and behold, you end up getting up on that wave. And, you know, sorry about that. And the guy, he starts to be like, and he goes, you know what? Fair point. Like, he understood that Josh made a judgment call. Like, he wasn't getting any waves that day. What were the chances he was going to get up on that one? Very low. And, you know, we'd been really patient. We'd waited. I remember the day. I remember Josh being like, don't go. Like, every wave that came, he's like, don't. I'm like, why? He's like, there's another guy. And it was always the same guy, and he never got the wave. So Josh just finally was like, you go. And, you know, so I told him I was blind. He understood. He looked at my jersey. Josh came in, reinforced. I'm his coach. I'm supposed to have eyes on him. I assessed the situation. This is what I determined was probably going to happen. It didn't work out that way, but hey, I'm really sorry. No harm, no foul. Nobody got hurt. And that guy was cool about it because we did get to have a conversation. He understood the circumstances, and you know, that one just, it went different than it went this time. I wanted to show you. I wonder if I can. I got this whole new thing now where I can like show you what's on my phone. I kind of want to show you the time I got tackled. That was a crazy situation where I got. Let's see if I can figure out how to do it. I'm going to go to YT Studio. Yeah. This is it. This is the time. Did you guys ever see this one? I got tackled on the water. Like someone just got like, and I don't know why. They got annoyed that I was there or I was in their way or something. And they just decided that they were going to surf up on a wave next to me and tackle me. Let's see.
Share video button.
Share video. Edit
Back
video.
button.
No, I want to play the video. Where's
Super. Share video button.
share
Edit
video?
button.
Edit
Back
video. No,
Edit video.
stop
Share
saying
video.
back.
Play video button.
Play video. There we go.
Voiceover off.
I never thought someone would just randomly come up on a blind guy and tackle him, but it happened. Normally, surfing isn't a contact sport, but this time, my coach Nisha sent me on a wave by telling me what to expect. Then as I get going, she starts saying something that I didn't hear at the time, but ended up being stop, 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 he's blind. But instead of stopping or trying to avoid me, he came right for me, reached out, and tackled me. And I had no idea what happened.
You'll have to describe to me what happened. You okay?
I'm asking if Nisha's okay because I thought it was her that tackled me.
I thought that was you pushing me out of the way of someone.
A lot of times, Nisha will actually block my backside, so when I got tackled, I thought it was her.
I took that tackling so differently because I was like, oh, is Nisha trying to protect me from somebody?
Could he have avoided me? I obviously have no idea, but Nisha says yes.
There was plenty of space where he could have been like, okay, like this guy's here, I can go around him.
But hey, guess I'll just chalk it up to another unique experience.
I've never been tackled before.
Ever?
On the water.
I never thought someone...
Nisha called it a unique experience after that happened. She's like, well, that was a unique experience. And again, you could tell in that circumstance, same thing. I came up and I'm like, are you okay? Like making sure whoever that was, whoever I bumped into, whether it was Nisha or the person, I wanted to check and make sure that that person was okay. Because that's always my first concern. So that was an interesting time out in the water. I don't even know the phone number up, but apparently someone out there, ow, sorry. I'm dealing with a shoulder issue right now, and that just hurt it a lot. Someone out there knows the phone number, and we'll take a quick call, and then I'll get to some Pete's voicemail, and we'll do some other phone calls and stuff. I feel like there was a lot to explain on that. Let's see who we got. Who's our caller that knows the number without the number on the screen? Who's this? Hello. Well, gee, I can hear them. They're like making noise in the background. All right, I guess we're gonna give you to 3, 2, 1. Yeah, you're there. I hear you. You're making noise. If you're gonna do a butt dial, at least you should be doing something interesting. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to blow this person up. So sorry you were not there. Let's see. What was I gonna do? Why there were so many people on the phones right now? All right, I'll take one. I'll try and get one more phone call. There's people calling, even though the number's not even up there, but people know it. 760-517-6844 is the phone number. We'll try and see if this person is here. And then after that, I'm going to go to check Pete's voicemail because I know that got full this week. Hey, who's this?
Hello, Peter.
All right, it's you. You're weirding me out with that voice.
Well, that's my normal voice, which sounds too young, so
it's your
voice.
It's like talking to the devil. What do you have to say for me, Beelzebub?
You know the song Daisy Bell?
Yes, kinda.
Well, it's about a dude who's poor trying to propose to a woman saying he'll do his best, but he can't afford it.
I don't even know what's going on. I know that that's Danny, and I know he's being hyper conscious of the fact that I'm not supposed to have people under 18 on the show because YouTube is getting upset with me for not getting parental consent for people under 18 to appear on the show. But that whole new thing that he's doing with the voice is kind of it's creepy, right? Like that's kind of creepy. All right, so let's do a what button is it? I forget now. I think it's this one.
Now it's time to check Pete's voicemail on the Blind Surfer Show.
So throughout the week, when I'm not on the air, when I'm not doing this, you can call the phone number 760-517-6844, and it'll go directly to voicemail, which gives you the opportunity to leave a message if you've got something interesting, witty, entertaining, funny that you'd like to say. If you've got a question that you want me to answer, if you need some life advice or something like that, you can do that on that phone number. We're going to go through a few of those right now. I got a friend in Boston who goes through these for me. And so let's see if I can get the first one of Check Pete's voicemail. Here we go.
Okay, so this is like a weird question.
Okay.
So I saw something recently.
Okay.
It was like you weren't born blind,
True.
and I'm just wondering like what was your favorite sport and like video games?
Oh, it's my favorite sport and video games. It's kind of a good question because he knows that I was able to see my favorite sport. I mean, I loved football. Like I really, really enjoyed football, and to this day, I'm still like a huge NFL fan. I listen to all the games. I'm a big Patriots fan. They went to the Super Bowl last year and got their doors blown, but they went to the Super Bowl. It was a fun season. I wanted in my size, my build, I should have been like a running back or safety, but I couldn't see. I couldn't see the ball. But I could see people, so I actually trained really hard, got strong, and ended up playing offensive line as a football player. And I love the game, of football. Just it's a real thinking game. It's also very physical. It just kind of combined everything that I love: teamwork, camaraderie. 11 people working together for a single goal. I loved everything about football. Video games, that's another interesting question. I mean, I was a video game dude since like video games were out. I remember ColecoVision, Atari 2600. I was playing like Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man. I think one of the first games I got addicted to, as addicted as you could be back in the 80s, because it was a little different. You're always like, go outside. You weren't allowed to sit on the video game thing all day, every day. But I played a lot of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. That was like a big game for me. I used to love Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Later on, I think when I got the PlayStation 2, or was it the PlayStation? I forget what it was, but it was Street Fighter. Oh my God. Street Fighter 2. I used to play with Balrog and Ryu and Ken, and that was like, oh my God, my friend Jay and we would just play like Street Fighter 2. I mean, that was something we'd play for like hours on end. I'm like, oh my God, how'd the whole afternoon go away? That game was amazing. Later in life, only because I appeared in the video games, I mentioned this before, I was in the Grand Theft Auto games, Vice City and San Andreas. I thought Vice City was so immersively cool. It was just such a cool storyline, and like being in Miami in the 80s. I thought that was, I would just like run around that town and like just do things, and I wasn't even like following the missions and stuff. I thought that game was super fun. I mean, there was a lot of video games. Oh, Madden, because of course, let me marry my two worlds there. Like when I was playing football, and then I also got to play like Madden 94, Madden 95, talking way back in the day. The graphics were kind of crappy, but I used to love the football games on the PlayStation. So those are definitely some of my favorite video games. So I did play video games back in the day.
Adam Eardman 7877 said hi.
Said hi. Also said very loudly. I don't know why that was so loud. Hello there. Let me see if I can get back. Yeah, too many buttons. Back to check Pete's voicemail. Let's see if we got another one.
Hey Pete, how are you? I'm
Good.
also low vision.
Okay.
Is there a way that you can do a tour where I can meet you somewhere?
Me? I thought it was gonna be like a tour of my favorite surf waves or something. Yeah, it would be you and like one other person. I'm not sure if people want to come out and meet me. I appreciate the sentiment, but I think there's no, I don't know why my friend put that one out there. Maybe my friend's trying to get me to do a tour, so I'll get off the West Coast and go visit some of my friends in the East Coast. That's who would come out. All my friends in the East Coast that I haven't seen in like a decade. I moved out here in 2016 and I never went back, mostly just because work got so crazy. But I rarely leave the 5-minute bubble of my house. Banana and I, it's kind of the reason we moved out here. I'm close to the beach. I'm close to a bunch of establishments like restaurants and bars and places to hang out. Like there's just tons of stuff to do within 5 minutes of this house, and that's kind of by design because I always have to be here. So I don't see myself going out on the road to. I just can't imagine anybody wanting to come out and meet me. More people will see me on the videos than I think would want to come out to a venue and meet Pete. Let's see what else we got in Check Pete's voicemail.
Steve, Banana, Brooks, I don't have much time. This is Harmon, all right, down here
Hi,
in
Harmon.
Cuba City, Wisconsin.
Okay.
I just got my landline on.
Okay.
Tell everyone.
Her landline's on.
1-608-744-2841.
Oh.
If you're into Dear Ops, Community Ops.
What?
Banana.
What is
This is
happening?
what you need to do. This is a perfect sheet cake. You
What?
need a can of 13.5 ounces of unsweetened coconut milk and any box cake mix.
What?
Mix it together, bake it on 350 for 20 minutes.
Okay.
It'll turn out perfect. You don't even need frosting. What's up? Holler! Holler, 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 holler!
What?
What's up?
I have no idea what's up. She also called me Steve. She said Steve, Banana, and Brooks. And then she gave out her phone number. I didn't do that. She gave out her own phone number. Maybe she's really lonely and wants some people to call her. And then she gave a recipe. I was kind of not paying attention to what she exactly said because that was so bizarre. I guess she gave Banana a recipe for a cake. Okay. That was cool. I mean, a lot of energy. Came in with a lot of energy. If you want to leave a message with that kind of energy, I guess my friend will let you through. Kind of sorry that girl's phone number got on the air, but she did it to herself. She just got her landline installed. Just maybe wants some company. That was so weird.
If you could do a collab with any fictional character or real character at all, anyone in the world or not in the world, who would it be?
Or not in the world. Why not in the world? Someone not in the world. Martian Ed. A collab with anybody. I mean, does it have to be like does a collab have to be like another social media person? Because I feel like I'd like to do one. I feel like I'd like to do one with Elon Musk, though I don't know. I feel like I hear him do a lot of interviews, and he's only good if he respects the person that he's talking to. And I don't think he has any. No, there's no way he has any idea who I am. I feel like he's relatively dismissive of people that he doesn't have a prior relationship with. But I feel like I would like to talk to him about his whole Neuralink goal of trying to restore vision. I do firmly believe at this point in technology, money can solve so many medical issues, and not like the money itself, but you put enough money at a problem. I mean, there's like an old South Park episode about that. It's like, how did Magic Johnson beat AIDS? It's like money, just money. You threw enough money at it, and hey, look, that's how he survived. And at this point, there's just not a ton of research dollars that go towards curing blindness. And Neuralink and Elon Musk, it's like on their radar. They like are talking about curing blindness, but it's not where all the money is going right now. I've actually spoken to researchers that say, the biggest limiting factor is the amount of money that they can put towards trying to come up with cures and find ways to slow it down. And I feel like, Elon's got all the money, and he also has the goal of, kind of trying to cure blindness over the next number of years. But I feel like if he could just divert a ton of money all at once, he probably could figure it out at least faster than the trajectory for it right now. People talk about like, oh, Elon's going to cure blindness. And there's a handful of companies out there that are trying to do this thing where you wear glasses with a camera, and it hooks up to some device in your brain, bypasses the optic chasm, and goes directly to your visual cortex, and they're going to like feed images into your head. There's a handful of people that are like thinking about trying to do that. It's kind of almost like what I think Geordi LaForge did in Star Trek: The Next Generation. But it's going to take so much money and so many trials and so much time. But I do feel like you could fast track that if you put enough money at it. The way it is now, I mean, you're talking like 20, 30 years down the road. Like, they might have it before I'm dead, but probably not. I do feel like it would be very fascinating to talk to him about a number of things. Like, what's with this fascination with Mars? Why does he want to go to Mars? Why and what diseases is he looking to cure? And like, he's obviously one of the more fascinating people in the world, but I'm not sure how well the interview would go. I think he'd be like, I don't know about this blind surfer guy, but it'd be fascinating for me. Let's see.
Hello, Pete.
Hello?
It's Chris.
Chris?
And I just wanted to ask, what was your favorite video game growing up if you did play video games?
Well,
At Chris Stock Stearns tipped $10 through Super Chat. Hi, Pete. Hope you're well. I had my knee surgery. At home recovering. Hopefully next week I will find out if we got all the medals out. Yeah. Good to see you.
Hey, Crystal. So it's Crystal K. Stearns. It says Crystal Stearns because that's how text to speech reads things. Crystal, I'm not going to answer that last one. I don't know how that one slipped in there. With someone asking about video games. I talked about video games for a little while there. Crystal, if you guys didn't know, she had like knee replacement surgery, and part of the metal that was in her knee was poisonous to her, and it was just screwing her up really bad, but they kind of like figured it out on their own, and then they helped to take care of it, and she had her knee surgery, and hopefully that's going better, because That's a mess. It's like, what a nightmare. You go into the doctors and you're trying to have them like cure something, and then they make it worse. Like you like need knee replacement, and then they poison you with some bad metal or something like that. Like, what an absolute nightmare. I can't try and get to the phone calls right now. I believe that the phone number is up on the screen, 760-517-6844. I think I'm on the right page. Hey, who's this? It's another person just digging around in their pocket. What up, pocket digger? It's just another person that wants to get blowed up. I give you to the count of 3. Doo-dah, doo-dah. 1, 2, and boom. I mean, you heard him. You could tell if the person was there, right? I heard him bopping around, making noises. 760-517-6844. I mean, I know the thing works because I can hear the people, and I also had a mini conversation with Danny when he was using his weird, creepy, scary voice. 760-517-6844. Hey, who's this? Oh, come on. People just like, oh, wait, that one. No, that's not me. All right, this person is also not there. So I'm going to blow up that person. Well, I'm not going to blow it up. All right. I'm just going to go directly to the next phone call. Hello, hello. Who is this?
Hey, good evening. How are you?
Hey, good. I'm actually glad to hear your voice because it was starting to feel like it was on my end there for a second.
Oh, no, it wasn't you. I'll be real brief with no weird topics today. But I did want to swing by and say I was just so emotional about what happened to you out in the water. And I just wanted to say that no disabled person owes anyone, any kind of convenience to live their life. Like, you don't have to worry about inconveniencing any other people, just living your normal life. And it just makes me so upset that people think, I can't even put together in words what I'm trying to say, but
I mean, I understand what you're saying rationally, but I've also gotten it in my head that like I live in the sighted person's world and I'm just doing my best to fit in. Like I've never been a person who needs accommodations or demands accessibility options. Like I just do my best to live in the world that is designed for the majority of people that can see fine. And that's why I feel like when I cause a blip or a problem or some sort of inconvenience, I innately feel bad about it. Like I'm just in your world and now I'm causing problems. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you should. And it just makes me mad that some people act like people who have disabilities should just stay at home or stay in a hole and not inconvenience other people. And just the idea of people thinking that way just makes me really, really upset.
I mean, I feel like if it were one thing, the lawyer I spoke to today, he's like, if you were just blind and walking down the sidewalk with no cane, no dog, and you just, shouldered into someone and knocked them over, that would be one thing. And also it's like, if I just decided to go surfing as a blind person, didn't spend $1,000 on the wetsuit, didn't pay Nisha or Josh or Brooks or someone to take me out there to have the coach to try and announce my if I didn't take all those precautions and then I caused an accident, I'd feel even worse. But I do take the precautions, but I still.
If you were attempting to drive, like yes, you will be culpable.
Exactly. Okay.
But you really go out of your way to do things in as safe a way as possible. But I think a lot of those people would have issues with, like, a lot of those people seem really angry.
Yeah.
And would take umbrage with anyone for any reason.
Probably.
Like regardless of being blind. If you bumped into them, if you looked at them sideways, I think they just personally have so many issues and issues with self-control and anger that they would find issues with anyone.
And it's funny, I hear that a lot in the surfing community. Growing up in the Boston area, not knowing anything about surfing, not partaking in it until, 10 years ago when I moved out here, I always thought surfers, the first one I met was Josh, and he's like laid back and chill and cool. I'm like, yeah, that's what a surfer is. But the more I surf, the more I just run into these like aggressive, the type of people you're talking about that don't like to be looked at sideways on the street. And I've had it explained to me a couple different times by a few different people. A lot of these people living out here in this area, in Southern California, they've been surfing since they were kids, and like that's their thing. Like that's all that they're good at. They might not have a career, they might not have a wife, they might not have anything else going on except they're just really good at surfing. And when you go out there and you get in their way, oh my God, the attitude of the surfers out here, not in the majority, but enough of them that it's a little intimidating when you paddle out. You're like, who am I going to run into today? Which aggravating aggro person is going to yell?
That's pretty surprising to me as like a non-surfer, someone who doesn't live in California. I just was under the idea that people surfed to relieve stress. They surfed, to chill out.
Right.
And to see people road raging out there. It's almost like thinking just because driving is my thing, it means the road is mine and everybody else has to get out of my way. That's not how it works. The water is public. It's not your personal pool. So you don't get to dictate how people can use the water.
It is.
It's pretty presumptuous that people think that.
It is, but like on the road, there's rules of the road, and there are rules, but they're loose. Like there's rules, but like if you're all out on a day when there's like 2-foot waves, you just kind of throw the rules out. You're like, hey, if you can get the 2-foot wave, you get it. People are kind of chill, but there are people, you could have an 18-inch day and they're like, I was in priority. That was my wave. And sometimes it's the most unsuspecting person. Nisha introduced me to one of her friends that lived in the town over next to me. Nicest guy I could have met. He offered to take me. I was like, I'll take you out sometime. Met him on the beach, met his girlfriend, like super nice guy. 45 minutes later, me and Nisha are in the water and he's losing his ever-loving mind. Like, that was my wave. You were on my peak.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that guy?
I can relate to that. Like the city I live in Houston, and it's such a nice city and people are so hospitable, except when they're behind the road.
Yes.
Like you will see the nicest people and they get in the car and they're some of the worst people you'll ever meet. They'll cut you off, they'll curse you out, and then they'll get out their car and then they'll be super friendly.
Yeah.
It's just such a weird dynamic
It is.
when people feel entitled to things. But
It's crazy.
I won't hold you.
All right.
I just wanted to vent a little bit and just say that, you've got support over here in the community.
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks, Sarah. Good to hear from you. And it's, I didn't doubt that I had support. Like, I feel like that video's got like 700 comments on it and everybody's like, you're fine, Pete. But it's just this little niggling bit of guilt in the back of my mind that I can't help but shake. And, I did take a little time out of the water. I needed to clear my head and reassure myself that I was doing everything I could, that I was doing everything I was supposed to. And I want to go out there and enjoy myself, not be afraid of other people that are going to yell at me. 760-517-6844 is the phone number. Talking to you guys here at the end of the evening. Who's this?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Anthony.
Anthony, what's going on?
I called you like 2 weeks ago. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we spoke. We made a short out of our conversation.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was pretty popular. I appreciate your calling into the show. What's going on tonight?
Not too much. I had a question.
Sure, go ahead.
But I can't really remember it. My mind is fucked.
Okay, I'm supposed to be nice there, but he's dropping the F-bomb on the show. We're not supposed to do that. Anthony, we did speak to him a couple of weeks ago. He has a TBI, traumatic brain injury, and he indicated to me a couple of weeks ago that he's slow or slower, and I told him that he shouldn't call himself slow. He should call himself deliberate. And then he calls back and drops the F-bomb. I think that was the first F-bomb. I think Banana might have maybe once or twice, but I think that was the first straight up F-bomb. So thank you for that, Anthony. I appreciate it. 760-517-6844 is the phone number. Talking to you guys here at the end of the evening. Who's this?
Yeah, you know who it is because you don't let my Daisy-Ville knowledge.
Okay, now you're just trolling me. I feel like Danny's upset about the rule where I'm not supposed to have kids on the air, although every once in a while one slips through. He's just trolling me. He's doing like this weird voice, and it kind of freaks me out and gives me nightmares. 760-517-6844. Who's this? It's a goose, a chicken. Oh, what's going on?
It's me, the one who wanted to voice Sam the chicken.
Yes.
And told you to cut off the guy's nads. Also,
They're saying I'm putting Sam the chicken on the vertical for people to figure out what the heck you're talking about over there. Sam the chicken is wearing my blind surfer wetsuit today. What's going on?
nothing too much, but I really got angry with that. If I was in Nisha's place, I probably would have punched him in the nads, but I mean, he was just rude and nasty. I mean, it was uncalled for.
Yeah, I mean, I there's so many. I've tried to look at it from every side. I know Nisha's personality. I know my personality. I don't know his, so it's hard to really understand where he was coming from. Nisha wanted to have a conversation, which there are, she's like, come back, let's have a conversation. I feel like we missed that point. Or that point was never going to happen with that particular guy. The guy's all ramped up. He's FUing to me. He's FUing to her. Like, that guy's not going to want to come back and have a conversation. So I'm not sure if her approach was ever going to work, but it was, at least she was staying rational and reasonable.
He's inapproachable. That's just what it is. Like, he's an inapproachable person. You can kind of tell, like, what you're saying with the FU right afterwards.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I know Danny said that I shouldn't have set off with his nads, and that was a little harsh and far. But I was like, some people just learn the hard way, and the only way to, like, really put manners into somebody is to do something. Maybe not off with his nads specifically, but,
Oop, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Yeah, I'm curious how many people, this obviously doesn't affect other people as much as, I'm not sure a lot of people put a lot of thought into it, but it got so deep into my mind, trying to do something that I love, trying to take all the precautions that I do, and just getting that reaction. Because, I mean, I don't know how I could have diffused it any better. I mean, I came up apologizing immediately. I mean, if I came up and was like, what the hell? Then I could totally expect him calling me names. But when someone comes up and says sorry, and your next words are, you're an effing dick, like, what? That seemed odd.
It was very odd, but also, like, coming from someone, like, who also has eye conditions, as you know, and is navigating legal blindness right now, and going to where you're at. I bumped into somebody at the grocery store. I bumped my cart into somebody. Somebody just looked at me like I was the scum of the earth, and I apologized immediately. I said, I'm legally blind. I apologize. And the person said to me, you shouldn't be out then.
Oh, no
At
way.
Vegan
Hold on one
Penguin
second.
9857 tipped $4.99 through Super Chat.
Thanks, Vegan Penguin.
How's it from Hawaii? Call me emoji. Come surf Honolulu on the Big Island. We take care of surfers, local or not.
Well, that would be nice. I one of these days it would be kind of fun to go out to Hawaii. I've heard there's a lot of places that you don't want to go because they don't like the non-locals. But if there's a spot out there that takes care of people and can keep everybody safe and happy, it would be fun to surf in water that's not like making parts of me shrivel because it's always cold out here. But thank you very much for the super chat. That was hugely appreciated, and I appreciate the invite to Hawaii as well. But what did they say? So they bumped into you, you apologized, and they said what?
I shouldn't be out then, basically.
Yeah. And then, obviously they're not right, but does it get in your head like it gets into mine?
It pissed me off, and it just made me think of, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was just like, who else is going to go shopping for me? Who else is going to get my groceries, do my things?
Yeah.
I have to navigate the world that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it causes such a range of emotions when a circumstance like that happens. The person that goes there though, like, you shouldn't even be out. Like, come on, that's absolutely ludicrous.
It is, but that's just, I guess, their thoughts, and simple as that. They think that people like us should not be in the world.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
navigating the world.
Yeah, that's. I think I haven't played it for a while. I'm not sure if everybody knows exactly what we're talking about. What happened to me in the water? I'm just gonna. It's a 60-second thing. If I can find it real quick. Wait. This is what happened to me on the water. This is what people are talking about right now. Me bumping into the guy and immediately apologizing.
So I got yelled at pretty hard while I was out in the water, and I still don't feel very good about it. I've actually got the video, and I'll show you in a second. But what happened was I was paddling my surfboard to my spot, and someone else was coming in a direction that was going to bring us together. Now, maybe this guy was like a really good surfer, and those people usually expect everybody to get out of their way, but since I didn't see him, I didn't get out of his way. We bumped very gently.
Very
surprised
gently.
the heck out of me because I had no idea who was there. So I sat up on my board, and the first thing I did was apologize.
At Vegan Penguin 9857 tipped $4.99 through Super Chat. The only jerks I ran into at my surf spot is paddle boarders.
I'll get to paddle boarders in a second. We'll get through this thing real quick.
Just tell me if I can make. Hey, sir! What is it? What about this? Sir! We're going to have a conversation. He's fine. Look at me. Look at me. Have a conversation. Come here.
I'm blind.
He's literally blind.
I'm blind. Read my wetsuit. Blind.
Sorry that I didn't
She goes, wow.
Yeah, we need to go. It's not working out.
Yeah, we need to go. It's not working out. That's what I said, and we left. So that's the circuit. That's the encounter that we've been talking about tonight. Paddleboard. It's funny. It's funny you say that, and thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. So I know that most of my audience are not surfers, so I try and explain things in ways that they will understand. If people, if the surfing audience is like, why are you saying it like that? So the shorter the boards are, the more close to the beach you generally have to be. You're catching the wave at its most amount of energy. So I'm a short boarder, so I ride really close to the beach. Now there's long boarders who can catch wave. A long board is a longer board. It's more floaty. Who's coming in? Is that Steve or you, Banana? I think Steve's trying to break in. So they can sit a little further out and catch the waves earlier. So the short boarders don't like the long boarders because they're catching the waves earlier. And when someone's on a wave, you can't get into the wave that they're on already because it's their wave. And the people that can sit even further outside are the people on the paddle boards. They got these big, huge boards that are like this thick and they're like 14 feet long, and they got paddles, and they sit like way, way, way on the outside. And when there's a paddle boarder in a surfer's spot, everybody's like, "Ugh, go away. Like, you're taking all the waves." You know, you could get up on a wave with them and run right into them, but one, you'd lose because your board's like a fourth the size, and two, that's just a dink move. So generally, and if you get like a paddleboard gang, like a bunch of people like in paddleboards that sit there on the outside and take all the waves, generally there's not a lot of simpatico going on between paddleboarders and surfers out there. So I think that's what that message was about. 760-517-6844 on the phone lines. Who we got on now? Who's this?
Hey, Pete, it's Crystal.
Hey, Crystal, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, healing up little by little.
So you got another new knee now?
Yeah, another new knee, and now the right leg is longer than the left leg.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, good times. How annoying to have to go through rehab for knee replacement and then have to go through the same rehab for the same knee for another replacement all over again.
Yeah, at least it was like a decade apart, though. It wasn't like one right after another.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, those things are supposed to
there's
last
at least
like, how long are they supposed to last? Isn't it supposed to be like 20, 25 years?
something like that. But the problem was there was a recall on the one that went bad. So
Yeah.
and then there was a recall, but they didn't tell me. So that's what led to the metals poisoning, and yeah, go from there.
Metal poisoning.
So
Jeez.
I'm so sorry that happened to you, bud. That's a shame.
Yeah, I mean,
About-
it's not the biggest. It's obviously, it wasn't like a mid-water crash. It wasn't like a bit, but that's the thing. That's the thing that makes it almost that much more upsetting. It was so it was so minor. It could have just been a sorry, and we could have because it was so minor. Think of all the effort that I go to and all the things that I have been able to avoid because of all the effort that I take, and everything goes well. Like I said, out of the 1,000 times I've surfed, I've had 3 minor incidents. So that's why that one thing goes minorly wrong and it ends up in that situation. I think that's the thing that's so upsetting about it.
Well, I can hear from his voice that I think he had some embarrassment going on, and that's how he dealt with it, with putting it out in frustration and aggravation. Once he realized, it was a accidental situation and he might have been a little bit in the wrong, I think there was some embarrassment on his end, and some people don't deal with embarrassment well.
Yeah.
So, I think that might have been part of it. But hey, I got some good news for you.
Yeah, what's that?
So I don't know if you follow what happens with like the Metropolitan Gala and stuff like that, But I was watching the red carpet with the fancy dresses and all that.
Yep.
And there was an interview with this one lady that she is in charge of this group, Tilting Lens, something like that. Anyhow, they worked with the Metropolitan Museum to make it so that for the first time ever, the gala was going to be totally handicap accessible.
Really?
And part of the theme this year is fashion is art.
Yeah.
And that includes a section on fashion on all bodies is art, which means they're including a section on people who are disabled creating fashion and disabled bodies wearing that fashion.
Okay.
And
That's
they
cool.
actually took people with different disabilities, scanned their bodies, and used them as some of the mannequins that are wearing the clothes.
Oh, wow.
And part of that deal is they are making sure that the museum over the next year is handicap accessible to all forms of disabilities by training the staff and bringing in extra staff to be able to help everyone with all handicap accessible their rights, as well as any help they might need getting around the museum and stuff like that.
That's really nice. That's a great initiative. That's very cool.
So I thought it would be a nice little positive thing to let you know. And, I'm always looking out for more accessibility awareness stuff. So, but, who knows? I'm sure they've got some stuff to help with the blind, too, with, like, descriptive captioning and stuff to talk about the museum and their stuff. So
I want someone to describe, thank you for the call, Crystal. It's good to hear from you. I want someone to describe to me some of the outfits that people wear to the Met Gala. I'm a big Patriots fan, big Tom Brady fan, and I think it was a few years ago now, but during his roast, someone was talking when they did the roast of Tom Brady that Kevin Hart hosted. Someone described his outfit as him looking like the most fabulous general on the Death Star. He must have like this big black button up like military. So if the Met Gala wants to like describe what some of the outfits look like, I think that would be super fantastic. Because I definitely one of the things I miss out on, one of the many things I miss out on. But the image I heard in the roast made me crack up. 760-517-6844. Let's see who we got on the lines right now. Who's this? Hello. Is there anybody out there? You're gonna get the blow up button, or not, because there we go. I think we got someone on now. Hello. Who's this?
Hi.
Hey, who's this?
My name is Kyrie.
Kyrie, what's going on?
Nothing.
What?
So I got a question.
Go ahead.
So I know that you're blind and stuff, but like, wow.
I can't. I'm kind of got in trouble. I was trying to figure out if that was a girl or someone under the age of 18. But I'm gonna get in trouble if I keep the kids on the. It says right on the screen. I know it does because someone told me they put it there. If you're gonna call 760-517-6844, you have to be 18 plus. YouTube did tell me that like if you have young voices on there, you have to stop the show, stop them from talking, get their parents or a parental figure, ask them if it's okay for them to be on the air, and then you can continue. I'm like, God, that is a showstopper. So let's try and keep it to 18 plus if we could. 760-517-6844. Talking to you guys tonight. Who's this?
Yeah, it's Barry.
Hey, Barry, what's going on, man?
Well, I'm glad you understood I didn't mean no disrespect the other time I sent you that last message.
After you cleared it up for me and explained the Norm Macdonald, I just thought you went a really long. I thought it was your own joke. I'm like, hey, Barry's being mean to me, but then you explained it, and then Brooks and I.
You're my favorite blind fella. Hey, Jared, come here. You don't need no teeth-on blood fair. I'm talking to a blind fella. Yeah, I really didn't mean no disrespect.
No problem.
You're like I love watching your show almost every week.
That's awesome. I love people that come back and listen to me yammer on. What's happening over there, Barry?
Scare the dog. Put some clothes on. I'm gonna have to call you back.
All right, you gonna put some clothes on. That's Barry living his best life over there. Just all sorts of weird. Funny thing is, Barry's left enough messages, and I've heard from him enough times, and I can't tell if he's in character all the time or if that's just Barry. I think that might just be Barry. Not really sure. 760-517-6844. We'll take, I don't know, a couple more calls and then go about the rest of my evening, get me out of this booth for a few minutes, and then be returning tomorrow with Brooks and Banana. But for now, 760-517-6844. Who's this? A lot of people, getting their chance and then missing their chance because they don't say hello when I say hello. What they get instead is blown up. There we go. All right, so let's see. What time is it? Let's see. I started at 6:45, like on the nose. It is 8 o'clock. Almost. It's 8 o'clock exactly. Is there anything else I wanted to get to tonight? I'm not really sure. I mostly came in talking about my experience out in the water, and I didn't want to come off like a crybaby. I hope I'm not coming off like a crybaby. Just trying to explain my perspective and why it was. I might have beaten it to death at this point, but I hope people understand. Hopefully I was able to articulate what I was feeling out there well enough, and hopefully I'll be able to go back out in the water and start enjoying myself again soon. 760-517-6844. My dogs are yelling at me outside. Who's this?
Anthony. Sorry about my language, dude.
Well, the line wasn't the problem. It was the F-bomb that was the problem. But did you think of the question that you had?
No, not really. I was just calling to talk to you.
Okay.
Well, also, having only one eye that works that sees, can I still drive and stuff?
Not sure what Anthony was saying there. I think he was asking if he could still drive. I mean, I don't judge if his motor reflexes are the same speed at which he is speaking. I don't think I would want him behind the wheel, but that's not for me to say. I don't give out the licenses, so I think that would be a question for somebody else. Let me skip the current message. See if there's wait. How do I
repeat message?
Repeat message.
Says tell Steve to stop barking.
Yeah, Steve's out there going. Rah. Well, it's actually not him. Steve isn't even the loud one. It's whoa, pressing all sorts of buttons there. It's Skylar. Skylar's the one that's out there going screaming at poor Steve all the time. She's the what is she, like 9.5 pounds?
At just some girl without a mustache says didn't know the goat was live. Hope you're doing well.
Thank you. Just some girl
At
without a mustache.
7808 says no, Anthony, please don't drive.
Yeah, I don't think he should get behind the wheel, but who knows? Maybe he just speaks slow, and maybe he's like extraordinarily quickly reflexed, and maybe he's a NASCAR driver for all I know. You can't judge people. You can't judge people off of just one impression like that. But yes, I am live. Well, but not for much longer. You seem to have caught me here at the end. I feel like there was something else I wanted to get to tonight. We talked about the lady who died when she got hit by an umbrella. That sucked. We did a lot of talk about the, oh, you know what? Well, we can do it tomorrow. Brooks, the video, what blind guy unboxing am I going to do this week? I got to get Banana down there to pick up the latest package for me, because the one that's coming up.
At SarahCam 7808 says I'm judging anyway, lol.
The one that, yeah, I know, fair enough. The one that I posted this past week.
At Keith 1660 says your content is very wholesome.
Thank you, Keith. Appreciate that.
At Crystal K Stern says it was good to talk.
Whoa, Crystal. Good to talk to you as well. Oh. Thank you, Crystal. I got hugs. I got e-hugs. Or I got hugs from Crystal through the Gregory voice. And that was a very generous donation there on the super chat on YouTube, Crystal. I appreciate that. It's always good to hear your voice. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, hey, look at that. It's a Twitch. It's a Twitch follow. I wonder if I can get my my goofy robot voice to say. I wonder if I can activate him. So I was trying to show you guys how my ChatGPT functions, except he wasn't functioning.
At says hello, miss my hometown of San Diego.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good hometown. Switch to voice. I'm switching to voice.
James Z5H says, hey, I'm new to the stream, but I watch your videos and shorts all the time.
Well, that's nice. Yeah, I appreciate that. So I'm going to add, not camera, I want live video. Live video. There we go. All right.
My name is Miguel says, hey, Pete.
What up, Miguel? What's going on, man? How you doing? Well, I'm going to mute those for a second. They're driving me nuts. Hey, Sam, are you there?
I'm right here, Pete. Looks like you've got your stream set up on both horizontal and vertical canvases. If you need me to check anything or tweak a setting, just shout.
I was curious Sam, if you could see on the screen, if it shows you how many viewers I currently have on the stream.
From what I can see on your screen, it looks like the viewer count is in the lower right of the chat section. Right now, I'm not seeing an exact number displayed, so it might not be on that screen right now.
Yeah, I think what keeps happening is another window is Is there another window in front of the Streamlabs window? Is that why you can never tell me the viewer count, Sam?
Yeah, that's likely the culprit. If another window is covering part of
Yeah,
the
whatever.
Streamlabs interface,
That is AI for you, just agreeing with everything you said. Hey, Sam, would you like to? Can you describe me? What do I look like?
well, Pete, you've got that signature look, shades on, confident vibe, and I'm pretty sure you've got your mic ready for action. I can see a surfboard behind you too, which is very on brand.
Yeah.
So I'd say you look like a laid-back legend.
Right. If you ever need your ego stroked, just talk to your ChatGPT friend. Tell me I'm a laid-back legend. That's very nice of you. I appreciate it. All right, let's
repeat message button.
Repeat
At
message.
Sarahcam 7808 says at least 2 people were on that LA Matea.
At least 2 people were on that La Matea. I was talking about the oh, that's what I was talking about. The Matea Brown sent me all that stuff that was in the most recent Blind Guy unboxing. It was the Bananasaurus Rex. It was the t-shirt that said love, peace, and banana. And it was that gigantic towel. And I ended up wearing the towel along with the
Sarahcam
kilt.
7808 says about 70-something at peak on YouTube.
Hey, that's pretty good. What up,
At La
people?
Matea Y Curry Sissa says we need to screen for them lol.
And so I don't know why I just threw it over my shoulders and I wore the banana blanket and I had the kilt on, which was a Blind Guy unboxing from 2 weeks earlier, and then that ended up being the thumbnail. And Brooks was telling me, he's like, you gotta tell people what your diet is, because I think they'd die if you told them what your diet was. So maybe I can give you Pete's diet for success tomorrow. You will. How much care or lack of care I take in my diet might crack you up, because it cracked Brooks up a little bit. So we'll do that tomorrow. We'll get to that. We'll take more calls. Well, if you guys want to, waiting for the show to end. Oops, I just kicked the damn camera. Did I? Did I just kick the camera? No, what is this in front of me? It was another microphone in front of me. So many microphones. You know what? Hold on one second. Hold on. Before I go away, I need a snack. So where's the damn snack button? I'm going to press the wrong one again.
It's time now for a Blind Guy taste test.
Rawr. Yeah, I want to have a quick snack before I call it for the evening. Here's my big bucket of snacks, full of, speaking of nothing healthy that I ever eat. I was eating these in a different episode. Still haven't finished them because it's black licorice, and black licorice is gross. What is this? Oh, it's a blindfold. Ah, very popular blindfold. Ended up in my snack bag. Thank you for the follow. I still don't know what this is. It's like a long, skinny thing. Doesn't seem super appealing. Kind of freaks me out. That feels like it could be. The black licorice, literally all I smell is black licorice. It is so overpowering. I gotta get that out of here. All right, this feels like it could be fun. Whatever this is, I don't know what it is. Hold on. Let's see if I can put the chat on. Maybe you guys can help me out.
Repeat message button.
Repeat
At Crystal
message.
K Stearns says I imagine all the surfing helps with the Great Bod too.
I mean,
Ad Nikidaman says home for me in San Diego is Claremont Square.
I don't know where that is. I know my own little area, my own little neighborhood. I don't know where anything is. All right, whatever this is going to be my Blind Guy taste test snack of the evening. It feels like it is going to
At George
be...
Viagent 2303 says long skinny thing is a cow tail. It's like caramel with a cream filling.
Oh, that actually sounds pretty
At Soul
good.
4925 says that's a good one.
Yeah, okay. Cowtail actually
At
sounds pretty
Criticalx
good.
3950 says you I'm Abigail visually impaired Andrela to a lot gang.
What up, Abigail? Visually impaired. I can't get this back in there. All right, whatever. This thing is stuck. Now it's stuck. It definitely smells, it feels chocolatey. It smells like strawberry. Strawberry. I said across her nose, not up it. Spaceballs. Oh, I'm so excited for Spaceballs 2 to come out, by the way. I don't know what this is. Yeah, super duper smells like strawberry. Am I even holding it the right way? That's probably, I'm assuming the way it opened, like this thing, that's probably the back. So I'm guessing that this is the front. I'm not going to bite it. Here's my evening snack. It kind of tastes like white chocolate and strawberries. Or maybe just regular chocolate and strawberries. Man, that's good. Whatever that is, that's good.
ITZ Chico 05 says, how do you get GPT to disk type what's on your phone camera?
You pay $20 a month, and then you download ChatGPT, or actually, wrong order there. You download ChatGPT, then you pay $20 a month for the pro version. Then you go to voice, then you go to add, and you add live video. And then you can talk to it and it'll talk back to you. And it is extraordinarily helpful. As far as I can tell, I've tested most of them. It is the best live feedback thing there is. All right. Feel like this is strawberry. And now I feel like I've had my snack.
At Blair Page 6F says, what's your favorite cocktail? At Akuk says, my friend watches your dog.
Your friend watches my dog.
7978 says, cool, I caught a live stream.
Thank you for catching the live stream.
4925 says, you got it, strawberry and chocolate. Dars is the brand.
Oh, that's a Dars bar.
At Criticalx 3950 says, wait, my name is not Abigail autocorrect, fuck me up. I
Hey.
said I'm a big fan and I'm visually impaired, so I take a lot of inspiration from you.
Oh.
Resume TTS button. Pause TTS.
Wait.
At Stefan. Resume TTS.
I had to pause that. There's a bunch of things all came in at once. Someone's friend watches my dog. That's cool. Steve does go on play dates. Sorry, your name got read as Abigail, even though you're not Abigail. And then, what was the other one?
6622 says, finally caught one of the lives, and that's what the box looks like, white chocolate and strawberry.
Oh, yeah. So I was right. It's white chocolate and strawberry.
05 says, appreciate it, sounds helpful.
I got to tell you guys, the Dars chocolate, I think it's from Japan. It's so good. Dars chocolate is delicious. Brooks and I are big fans of the Dars bars. All right. I got to do things with, I want
Maddie
to.
Hall
I shouldn't say
I4W
got to.
says, hi, it is nice to meet you, I'm Madison.
Hi, Madison. Good to meet
At
you
Maddie
as well.
Hall I4W said hi.
Said hi. I feel like I should take a second and address all. I feel like all of a sudden a bunch of new people just decided to pop in. It is exceptionally hot in here, though. I don't know. Sitting in front of these lights makes it a little toasty in here. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. That is a YouTube follow. I think Skylar's head comes up on the screen when you guys follow.
Says, just when you think vegetables don't have cell phones, onion rings.
Yep, just when you think vegetables don't have cell phones, onion rings. What that means. You guys say weird things sometimes. All right, that's good. I think that's probably my cue to get out and go have an evening. Go play with the puppies. They've been dying to get in here all night, but I didn't let them in. Don't forget to follow on Twitch at Pete Gustin. They'll give you a nice little notification when I'm live almost all the time without fail. Did I get it? Yeah, I did get it. So I'll be back tomorrow with Brooks, and then Banana will join us, and then we'll take your calls. God, I'm gonna knock everything over on the way out of here tonight. I made a mess. There's just stuff everywhere. Do you guys ever notice that? Like at the very end of the show, I get up to walk away. There's like 2 feet between me and the camera. Like that's me reaching out to the camera. There you go. Someone just followed. That's as long as my arm is. That's as far away as the camera is. And then my microphone's right here. Like I got like 2 feet. And so every time I get up and go to walk away, I always bump the damn thing. Then I have to have someone help me set it up again. So yeah, get ready for my butt to bump the camera. I'll get out of here, and then I'll be back on the morrow for another Blind Surfer Show with Pete and Brooks and Banana tomorrow. Thanks to everybody. Thanks for all the super chats. Appreciate all the support. Don't forget to watch my surfing videos that I posted today. They're surfing videos about surfing, and YouTube doesn't want you to see them, but I do. So check them out on my channel. Bye.